So I wanted to make a little video about this MIDI box I made that will let synths take a sustain pedal or a expression pedal. This is a problem I've seen talked about quite a lot online. It's from my iPad as well, is that synths like the Microkorg, they haven't really got any ports for a sustain pedal. But they will still take those commands via MIDI. Let me show you how it works. Play a chord, hold note, let go, stops working. Just like a normal keyboard. I made this, it was pretty straightforward, so I decided to go a little bit further with it. And that's why I added this expression pedal as well. So at the moment I've got it controlling cutoff, let you see what that sounds like on the synth. And this will do exactly the same thing. Which will free up your hands when you're playing. I've got these on the table right now, but obviously usually I'd have them at my feet. This is good, but you don't always want to do a full sweep because it's a bit extreme. So I added these min and max knobs so that you can dial it in a little bit. So say if I put the max knob to 12 o'clock, now what's happening is that the pedal is only going to go up to 12 o'clock when I put it in the toe down position. And the same thing with the min knob, as I'll show you that. It's going fully open and half closed. And actually, what's really helpful as well is that I can reverse these so that the min is at max and the max is at min, and now it's doing the opposite thing. So you'll see it's open when I've got my heel down, and closed when I've got my toe down. So that's pretty handy. I've set this up so that there's a little switch inside, and when I change the switch, it can pretty much control anything that you see on this table here. It's also worth noting now that I'm using a Microkorg right now, but this pedal should really work on any synth because actually the MIDI controls are fairly universal. So, we'll use the chord manual. I'll put something big on the screen so you can see it. Basically, every control, everything that you might want to change on the Microkorg, so maybe like the attack or the resonance, is connected to a number, a MIDI channel. And there's a list of all these MIDI channels in the manual. So we've got it on 74 right now, which is cutoff. But say instead we wanted to change that to, let's say, attack. The manual says attack is 73. Well, that's convenient. I'll show you how we do that. There's a little dip switch here with 7 pins on it. That's got the number in binary, depending which one's on, which is the top, and which one's off. A lot of you probably won't understand binary. That's all right. You don't have to, but just know that at the moment this says 74, and we want that to be 73. So let's take the 2 out, put the 1 up, and that should give us 73 now. So this is now changed to the attack. Attack's not a terribly interesting one to change, if I'm honest. It probably has some uses in live settings. But you can pretty much change anything. They've got a list of the preset ones here. But then if I go on to this page, you can actually create your own channels for it to change things. And you can change, like I said, most of the things you'd want to change in the menu. Some design notes. First of all, the dip switch. The reason I chose to put a dip switch in there is because I wanted this to be a simple pedal, less things to go wrong, and so I chose a dip switch because I could read what number it was on, albeit with a little bit of difficulty, and I could change it in the same little unit. I think if I was to design one of these for someone else, I'd probably just include like a little LCD screen or something here, but this works for me, and that's why I use the dip switch. Also, I've got it running off 9-volt power, so that I can power it off a daisy off my Microkorg. Again, if I was to make it for someone else, I might have it running off a 9-volt battery, or even some watch batteries, and that might work better for other people. So just something to bear in mind. The final design point I want to talk about is why I've put all of these on the same side. And that's because I've got a bit of Velcro on the bottom here, and the pedal just kind of sticks on the bottom like that, so that when I've got it on a stand, I can have it tucked away, and if I want to change the knobs, I can just kind of twist them from below like that. And that works quite well for me. If you want to make one of these for yourself, how do you go about it? It's actually, dare I say it, a fairly straightforward project if you're somebody who's got a little bit of programming knowledge and already makes pedals and can solder. So, the brains of the project, one of these little Arduino Nano boards. These are really cheap. I think I got this for, I think I got 3 for a tenner. This isn't even a real Arduino, this is an Elegoo, probably from China. All the other parts in the pedal are just stock parts that you probably have lying around the shop. So there's the 2 knobs for the min and max. There's the jack ports for the sustain pedal and the expression pedal. There's a little 9-volt charger, but you could, include a battery port if you wanted. There's the dip switch, but then again, if you wanted something a little bit more advanced and easier to read, you can happily include that. MIDI port, and probably most importantly of all, a resistor. So this serves 2 functions. It supplies current for the MIDI port, but also it stops the Arduino from blowing up if you plug the sustain pedal into the expression pedal jack. I won't go into too much detail, but because there's 5 volts going through the expression pedal jack, if you put the sustain pedal into the wrong port, it will short it and you'll let the magic smoke out of the Arduino. Here's one I fried earlier. I'll put the code that I've made on the screen now. If people are interested in making these, I might make another video going through a build. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to see. If you're somebody who doesn't have the time or the skills to make one of these yourself, don't fret, because I've been thinking about mass producing these and maybe selling them. At the moment though, I just kind of want to know if that's something people are interested in. If that's something you want to see, chuck a like on this video, chuck a comment, send me an email, and if I get enough interest, I'll probably put together a PCB or find some way of making this cheaply. Thanks for watching.